Ta-da! It is complete! Woo! Almost complete. Now I would say pretty good for a first time, isn't it? Now there are a few minor tweaks that I need to do. For example, I need to cover this. I will put black tape over this area so it won't be visible and ugly like this. And I also need to fix this cable. Eventually I will integrate everything into this box where my lighting is, and there will be only one cable going out. Oh yes, and also I don't like how this looks. It looks unnatural. I want some type of mud inside, but I really don't know what because it's not my area. But everything else, more or less, I think I got it pretty good. Let me now take you through the whole process of making this. But first I need to turn off the waterfall because it's making noise. Now computer is making noise. I don't like this noise. That's why we have background music. Much better. Okay, actually I need this closer. There. Now you can see what I'm looking and the sound will be better. But let's start from the beginning. I built this vivarium from the paludarium. Paludarium. How does it pronounce? Second.
Paludarium.
Paludarium. Really? Let's go with paludarium. So I made this paludarium from the scratch, and basically it's the same as all of my enclosures. It's just bigger, and it has only one minor difference, and I will come to that really soon, I guess. I made a more detailed video about the whole process, so check that out first if you don't know how to do this. And this is the difference. You see, I placed this, I placed this tiny piece of glass that is connecting this piece of glass. So because the enclosure is really big, much bigger than my other enclosures, and the sides would just bend if I didn't connect them like that. They will do this. So that's why I use that thing to connect. That's the only difference. But everything else, it's completely the same as all of my enclosures, all of my glass enclosures. And this was the first water test. Notice how I said the first. You will see later why. This is just additional ventilation. And here I am cutting the plexiglass for top lid. Now in all of my enclosures I used 2 millimeters thick plexiglass, but here I used 4 because I wanted to be stronger. So yeah, this is basically all covered in my other video. These are the holes for ventilation, but apparently this is not enough ventilation because overnight enclosure gets foggy. I added more and I still need to add more. But this is the beauty of plexiglass top lid, because it is really easy to add additional holes. So I will just tweak around how many holes I need. Easy. And here I'm picking up a leaf litter in woods and rocks. Now I'm marking where I will put my rocks that are separating the water area from the substrate area. Note that this is the first time that I used expanding foam, so I was learning. I also forget to mention one thing. This is my first paludarium. So don't treat this video as how-to video, even if I wrote it in the title, because I was learning in this video and I'm still learning. I probably made a ton of mistakes, but if you never try, you will never succeed. So more expanding foam. Expanding, pretty neat. I just placed these rocks and applied additional foam. More rocks and more foam. This red plastic pipe Is it called pipe if it's plastic? I'm not sure. It's tube, right, pipe. So through this plastic tube I'm pulling the water tube from the pump and also the electric cable, so in case I need to replace something it will be much easier. Now I'm going to carve the foam, but I quickly learned that no matter how cool this knife looks, it is much easier to do it with plain kitchen knife. This is the hole where tube ends, so I can pull the cables and other tube. More foam. And here I ran out of foam, but that was just the beginning of my problems. Because I underestimated the foam, and you should never underestimate foam. I was so shocked and pissed off when I saw this. It broke my glass. So apparently when you apply too much expanding foam in the corner, it has the power to break your glass. So keep that in mind. Learn from my mistake. For a moment I was certain that I will need to scrap everything and start all over again, but I found a solution. So slowly I started to remove the foam, because there was no way to remove the broken part of the glass with foam on it, because it's really sticky. After like 2 hours of work, I finally managed to separate the glass. I cleaned everything, applied ton and ton of silicone. On this small part of glass I probably used more silicone than in the whole tank. Because I really needed to hold. And it worked. This is why I said first water test. This was second water test and everything was A-OK. And this was first waterfall test. Here I started to shape the waterfall. This is first layer of cement. I also made a video about this technique, so check that video for more information. I'm making a hole so water can go out when I'm watering the plants. And here most of the waterfall is done and I'm adding second coat of cement. Now to cover rest of the foam with cocoa fiber. And also, if you are not familiar with this technique, there's a video, so check that out to see what's really going on. Adding another layer of cement and some texture to fake rocks. These are, how are they called? Do I need to Google again? Clay balls. So these are clay balls and you can see where the pump is together with sponge. So these clay balls and sponge will act as some sort of filter and they will also keep the substrate elevated from the water level. Now I'm adding plants, bromeliads are they called, I think that's the name on English, bromeliads. What is interesting about these plants is that they don't have roots. I mean, they have roots, but they are really small and aren't used for getting nutrients from the ground. They get everything they need from the leaves. So now I'm adding these small rocks in the water, but as I said, I really dislike the look. Now I'm planting this plant, I don't know the name, but this one has traditional roots, so they need soil. And finally I'm putting the top lid. Voila! Now I'm making the box where the lighting will be. I got these LED lights from the eBay, so if you need them, search for them. For this part you need some basic electricity knowledge, so if you don't have that, ask someone who knows what to do. And it works. Now I'm boiling the leaves. Now I'm mixing part of that leaves with orchid barks, cocoa fiber and sphagnum moss. This is something that I found on the internet. I don't know if it's good, I don't know if it's bad. All I know that there are a lot of recipes for the substrate and I just picked that one up. And this is the most important ingredient, because without it the enclosure would probably fail. Those are the isopods and the springtails. They eat everything that is bad inside your substrate, like fungi, mold, feces, dead matter, everything. They are the cleanup crew of your tank. This fabric separates the substrate layer, so it won't fall down into the clay balls. And on top of that I added the leaf litter. And voila, this is how it looked. Actually, this is the most important part of the enclosure. So there you have it, the whole process. I mean, most of the process. But yeah, it took a lot of time and effort, but the results are awesome. I really like them. I will do an update video in a month or so you can see the progress and how everything is, how frogs are doing. And next week I will do a frog video, so we will see these little buggers more up close. I hope you learned something from this video, and I hope it inspired you to make your own enclosure, something like that. I upload new videos every Friday, so if you are new here, make sure to subscribe and join our little community. And also, thumbs up, comment. Bye! I just finished editing this video and it is so long. It is the longest video I ever made. Crazy! So if you are still watching, write paludarium in the comment section so I can know how many people actually watched everything. Now really, bye!